Hello, everyone. So, thank you for tuning in to Code Black. I really appreciate you guys. And as you guys know, I tell you, I love you every time. So, I love you guys. And I do want to extend an invitation to like, share, and or subscribe. And so, as you guys may already know from the title, I'm sure you probably already read. Um, the topic is on how important physical attraction is. Um, I get asked a lot about, how important is it, to look a certain kind of way if you're a woman, or for guys, it's usually, is height important or is it not important? Is, you know, um, having money important, in terms of like, being able to take a girl out and ensure, a good time and things like that. Like, is it really important? Like, some guys, they may not have the dating experience that we all have had or have. And so they reach out sometimes and they ask me questions. And so I figured I will make a video. I do want to first start out. I know it looks like I have on a bra, but I don't. So, just FYI, I don't want nobody leaving away from here thinking that I don't have any clothes on when I do. This is not a bra. This is a little cami. And so, but anyways, I had to put that out there because, people will, you know, make some stuff up. But so how important is attraction? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It being attractive to someone is very important. It just is. And, depending on the person may depend on how much they value the person that they are interested in, or a person that may be interested in them, how much they value attraction. I can tell you, ladies, that to most men, physical attraction is very important, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately not in a bad way. I say that because, sometimes as women we think that, we can be chilling at home and we think that we can just put on anything and run out of the house, and oh, I'm just going to get bread, or oh, I'm just going here. Well, you know what? This is just my own thing. If you're single, if you're a single woman and you want you desire a man, you want to be in a relationship or whatever like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, physical attraction is the very first thing that a man see. A man doesn't see your thoughts, before he approaches you. He sees you. And, for most men, it's just very important. And this is just an own personal thing. When I leave my house, I may not get all dressed up, but I make sure that I look presentable. I make sure that I don't scare anybody off if they were to approach me. And that's whether I'm dating or not dating. So, that's no matter what. Even if because I don't want people leaving thinking that, oh, well, if you're in a relationship, or you get the guy, that you can just dress how you want and still be able to keep his attraction. And that's just not true either. And again, these are all things based on, I have a good amount of men who are very honest about these types of things. And I have these conversations on some of my social media uh, platforms. And, the men are very, very honest about certain things like this. So this is things that, I have been told. Obviously, I'm not a man, but I can tell you what most men say, most men think, or what most men don't say, because they may be, not necessarily afraid, but they may feel like, oh, well, if I be honest, then, the ladies will not be able to take it and or accept it. And, I'm going to be shunned. And so, um, you know, so sometimes they just, guys just may not say much about this particular topic. But ladies, regardless of what anybody tell you, please do not listen to anybody that's telling you, oh, well, a man is going to take you as you are in terms of physical appearance. That's just not true. All men don't do that. Majority men, before they approach, it's because they find something attractive about you. Now, you do have situations where men just, some men just may have been watching you, and not like in a stalker type, situation. But say for instance, if you post a lot on a social media and then you're out somewhere and they see you and they're like, man, they may just think, oh, well, you're okay or you're kind of cute, but they just love, some of the ideologies that you portray on your platform. You have that situation, but that is not the majority of what happens, unfortunately. The majority of the time when a man approaches is because he finds you physically attractive. And again, he cannot see your thoughts. He can't see how much of a caring person you are, or how loving you are, or that you can cook, or that, you work a certain place, or he can't see any of that. He can't see your bank account. He can't see what you drive. You know what I'm saying? Just if he's across the room and you're on the other side and he's just looking at you and he's thinking to himself whether or not he should approach, or you're thinking if you are going to have someone approach you, ladies, it's just not true. uh you know and I know, people say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. That is not true. It's really not. Now, guys, I gotta be honest with you too. And I laugh because, you know so physical, because this is the thing. You have some people, I don't know why they say this, and I don't know why they do this. I really truly don't know. Um, but you have some people that allude to, oh, well, a man doesn't have to be attractive as long as he have money, or if he's nice enough, or if he's caring. That's not true. Ladies, we have eyes too, and we want to be attracted to our man. And you do have some ladies, and maybe you have a lot of ladies. Maybe I would say, if I just had to throw a number out there, I have not done the research on this, or I don't have the statistics for this, so please don't quote me. But if I had to throw a number out there, I would say they're probably like maybe 70% of women that would overlook certain physical things about a man if he has money. I will say that. So I feel like that's a high number. But unfortunately, there's not like a bunch of rich black men running around. I mean, to be quite honest, less than 0.1% of black males, or even that are even making over six figures. So, and I say that not to say that you have to be making six figures to get a beautiful woman, because it's not true. But I'm just saying, just putting things in the right context. Talking about attraction. Women have eyes too. We want to be attracted to our man too. I don't know why some people lie and say that doesn't matter if you have money. Unfortunately, it's not like there's a lot of particularly black men, because I only date black men, but there's not a lot of black men that even make over six figures. So, you know, um, so it goes both ways. It just goes both ways. And that's just the truth. You will have women that may lie to you. They may lie to you because maybe they think you have money, or maybe they think that you can do something for them that they can't do for themselves as it relates to financial stability. But the truth is the truth. And, you know, I read a book by Bishop. Please, Lord, help me think of this man's name. Bishop. I cannot, but I can't think of his name. But I read this book several years ago, and I have many books. I have many books on all types of subject. I soak up information. I soak up anything that helps me understand people. Particularly my people. I just soak it all up. So I read a lot and I study a lot. I research a lot, and I just do that because that's how God made me. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm just like that. And so, with that being said, I read a book, and it talked about dating, and it talked about it pretty much laid out I think it was called like the 10 Rules of Dating or something like that. I would run and get this book, but I don't want to keep you guys. You know what? I'm gonna run and get this book, and because I don't want. Let me run and get this book. Just hold on. Okay. Now it is by Dr. R.A. Vernon, right? And this is what it looks like. And I've read this book several times. I've had it for several years. And it is a really good book. But it's a Christian book, really, to be honest. But it's not like a lot of like Christian stuff in there, if you ask me. It's more so about how he was celibate. Well, I don't want to. For those of you guys who may get this book, it is an absolutely really good book. And it, I'm gonna give you a little synopsis without like giving you the whole book. And I'm really not good at this kind of stuff because I kind of just give people everything, but I'm gonna try to do the best as I can. So it is based on Christian principles as it relates to dating, such as like waiting before marriage, things like that, right? And so, which I totally support. I do support waiting for, those who are able to do that. I support it 100%. And those who may not, I support, if you're unable to do that and you just don't do that, then at least, not having intercourse with somebody who you're not in a serious relationship with, who's pursuing you for possible marriage, things like that. But hey, you gotta take your chance, take your own chances, do whatever you do. This video is not about what's right or wrong. I'm just saying what I support and what I'm for, and I am for, being celibate until you get married. Okay, so in this particular book, it really talks about it's such a good book, and it basically talks about kind of like how he met and some of the things that God prepared him for before he got married. And, when he was basically a nobody really knew him. He, met his wife and they hit it off. And I believe she was married before. She had got married at like 19 or 18 or something like that. And it didn't work out. And then in her mid 20s, I think this is when she met him and they hit it off or whatever like that. But he, his wife was his first woman, and he was an up and coming pastor. So it wasn't like he didn't have options and things of that nature, but he ended up getting with this woman. But particularly as it relates to the 10 rules of dating, it goes in detail about how important it is for the man to be attracted to the woman physically, and how just for both people to be attracted to each other overall. And it really helped me understand that because, I'm a little different when it comes to what I believe is attractive, because it's not too many Black people, to be honest, that I find unattractive. And I say that because one of the greatest things that God has blessed us with is our skin. We have melanin, and some of us come in light shades, and some of us come in darker shades, and that to me adds to the overall beauty. But if you're, if you take care of yourself and your skin is good, and you watch what you eat, and you have your teeth are good, which most people, you can get your teeth fixed even if you have jacked up teeth. I don't really find that there are a lot of ugly people to be. And I know people be like, what? You're telling, no, I'm not. Now, of course, you have people who put tattoos on their face and all these different piercings, or they do funny things and stuff like that. To me, that brings down for me, I'm just speaking for me, how attractive someone may be. But for the most part, most of us are attractive. I may not like, certain attitudes or certain ideologies or whatever, but in terms of physical attraction, I mean, it's not like there's, but anyways, now let me be clear. I didn't say everybody. I didn't say all. I did not say that. I just said that, when I look at somebody, it's not hard to find something that I believe is attractive about that person if they are physically, taking care of themselves, their body is right, their teeth, um, skin is good. Shouldn't have a problem to me. I mean, you shouldn't have a problem. So that's just me. That's just my own thing. But anyways, it talks about how important it is for both people to be physically attracted to each other, and it goes into like some really detailed um things about, like like when you're married, and how like when that attraction is not there and you don't really have much else to stand on. Um that's when, like, infidelity may come in, and other things may come in. And so to me, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Um so for those of you who think that women do not desire an attractive man, that is not true. Women do. And I don't know any woman who goes out intentionally looking for a man that she's not attracted to. I just don't. Like I said, you will run across some women who is able to say, "Oh, his pockets are big enough, his wallet is big enough," and that's why. But if you get a woman like that, do you really want a woman like that? Because remember, we all get older. And when you 50, 60, and 70, you don't know what life may bring. And if you with a woman who's only with you because of your pocket, you're not going to have much to stand on if things don't go well all throughout your life. And I'm not necessarily saying you get with somebody who is what they call I'm a down chick. I'm down like 4 flat tires. Like I'm down. Like, you know, you want somebody who's down, but you also want somebody who's honest. And you want someone who loves you for you. And I know in 2019 that seems to be something that like is like weird or awkward to like truly find somebody who loves you for you. If you fat, they love you with you being fat. If you're tall, they love you tall, or short, they love you short, or skinny, or whatever. I know a lot, that seems like it doesn't exist. And to be quite honest, I think it does exist. I think that there are people out there that will love you for you in terms of like your best you, not your not so best you. So you can't present this, 500-600 pound body to somebody and you're like, oh, love me for me. No, it don't work like that. Your best you is that you take care of your health and you're concerned about your health. You're concerned about, hygiene, being clean, the areas that you live in are clean, presenting your best you. You are concerned about, being a lady in public and out, and not outside of public too. I mean, you're concerned. I mean, you're just concerned. Those are all things that add to taking care of you. And goes for men and women. This goes for men and women. But being attracted to somebody is very important. Also, I want to point out too where we have to take into consideration, you got some women, and I'm gonna get we all grown. At least we should be. You're watching this, you should be grown, okay? Or at least old enough to, know. You should be grown. Just put it like that. If you're watching this and you're not grown, turn it off for about 5 minutes and then you can turn it back on. But for all of us that are grown, there are some women who are able to have sex with somebody that they are not attracted to. I don't know anybody I personally don't know women who are able to do that. I know that there are like prostitutes and stuff that do that, and women who, do anything for money that do that. But just regular women, and I'm not saying that these types of women are not out there. I don't know the statistics or anything like that. That's not the point. My thing is, in order for a woman to get wet down there, she needs to be attracted to you. And let's say this is your wallet I can guarantee you that looking at a wallet ain't, I mean, most. Now, like I said, it may be some women that's able to do that. It may be some that's able to, look at a wallet and say, "Ooh, that wallet turn me on, baby, come here." I don't know many that's able to do that. I don't. Um, so there may be some. I just don't know those women who are able to do that. Uh, Guys, that goes both ways. I'm sure you have to be able to look at a woman. I don't know very many guys that can look at a woman that they are not attracted to in some kind of way and get hard for. And I talk to one of my friends about this particular subject all the time, because she thinks that, okay, well, I think I may be able to deal with somebody that I'm not attracted. I don't believe that. Okay. So I thought my video had cut off for a minute, but I'm back. But if you are, most men, I don't know too many men who are able to get hard and not be attracted to the woman. I just don't. Maybe there's some, I don't know. I mean, I do know that there are guys who, they can just have sex with a woman and not like her or care about her or anything like that. But from what I understand, most guys. Now, again, when I say attract physically, I mean, for some guys, a big butt. So the face may not have to be that cute, but maybe she got a big butt. Or maybe they're not a face man. Maybe they're a breast man or whatever. But with women, it's not like that with women, because women, we don't really look at men's butt or anything like that. I don't know. But anyways, and I don't want to get into that because I don't want this to go a whole different way, because that's not the topic at hand. But that's something that you want to think about. Sex is very important. And it's not just important in marriage, it's just important to people, period. People who are married and people who are not married. And, I would be lying if I told you that it was not important. Now, we can, go around and around and around about why it's important and why it shouldn't be or whatever, but the facts remain. The facts remain. I don't know any man that would say sex is not important. Just like I don't know any woman that would say that that's not important when they do that. You have some women, maybe they're okay with not doing that as much or as often. But I guarantee you, when they do get it, when a man crawls on top of that woman to have sex with her, in that moment, it becomes important because that's her body. And, you can't turn like a switch on and off. It's there's more to it than thinking about some man crawling on top of you. It's very emotional for most women, and women who say that it's not emotional, something is wrong. Let me tell you something. And I know this is gonna I always do this. I know, guys, I know, but I got to say this. Any woman who says that sex is that she's able to disconnect from her feelings and engage in intercourse with someone, a woman who says that she's able to do that, and I did not know I was live. I was not trying to go live, but a woman who says that she's able to do that, that is not normal. Because God made us be able to tap into our emotions for a reason. And if she is able to just lay down, give her body to a man and not feel anything, that's just, I don't accept that as the norm. And I know sometimes society tries to push that on women, like, oh, we can be like a man, we can lay down and give our body up and get up out of the bed and not have no feelings. That's something ain't right. Something is not right. And when I say something is not right, I mean, I'm not saying like she's, um, this awkward, whatever type of human. I'm just saying that there is dig, dig deep into that woman, because I guarantee you're going to find some stuff that's going to explain why she's gotten to that place where she can give her body away freely and not feel anything. And some of that could be, some women convince themselves that, oh well, if man can do it, I can do it, and I'm just like that, and I can detach from my feelings and my emotions. And some women are truly able to convince themselves of that. More oftentimes than not, those that do, it only lasts for a little bit, and when they wake up or when they get out of the bed or when a couple of days later they realize, damn, I didn't gave my body up, and now I'm having all of these feelings and emotions. And then this doesn't even include the soul ties that people get and have because of that. But yeah, so attraction, very important, both sides. I personally think that if you are with anybody, you got to be attracted to that person. Because I think that's one of the fastest ways to divorce. I truly believe that if you are not attracted to the person that you are with or the person that you desire, do not get into a situation thinking that one day they're gonna grow on you. Please, anybody that's telling you guys that is just not being honest, and I don't know why. They're just not being honest. That's not true. Attraction, physical attraction matters. It matters to men and it also matters to women. And for some women, physical attraction could be tall, dark, and handsome. For others, it could be light skin and handsome or whatever. Everybody have their own preference. And that's okay, because guess what? I can't get mad at any man that says, oh, well, I like thick women. Well, guess what? I don't fall in the thick category. That's his preference. That just means that I go around the men that do like me, do like slim, petite women. Because there are a lot of men that do like that. Or there are men that just don't really care. As long as you're nice and sweet and that you're pretty to them or you're attracted to them, they like that. We got to get out of our feelings with that. As women, and some men too, because some men can get into their feelings about a woman saying, hey, I like a guy that's tall, or a woman saying, hey, I like a guy, that has a full head of hair, or I like a guy that, whatever. Like, when it comes to physical attraction, people like what they like. You know, that goes both ways. We can't get, I just don't like when people, get mad about that. Like, go around the women who like you and whatever it is that you may have to offer. If you are short, then guess what? There are women out there where height does not matter. It may not be a lot. I don't know how much it is. I read an article one time where it said that like 90 something percent of women prefer her man to be taller than her. Okay, well, get your short woman. Problem solved. Get you a woman that's short that you're taller than. That solves the problem. But don't get in your feelings. Ladies, don't get in your feelings when a guy says, I like my woman this particular size. Look, there are men who may like your size. They may like your round, big butt and hips and whatever you are offering. They may like you fluffier than maybe, well, the average American woman is fluffy. So, and that's statistics. You guys can go look it up yourself, but that's just what it is. But ladies, let's not get mad about that. Let's not get mad. If a guy likes a woman who's light skinned, guess what? Oh, well, go. There are so many men who like brown women, dark women. There are men that don't even care. Go around the people who like you and like whatever it is that you have to offer. It's that simple. It's like, I get in a situation where there are guys who don't like this. They don't like this. They don't like a nappy head. Guess what? There are so many guys that do. I don't get offended by that. So, as it relates to being, for someone to be attracted to us or whatever the case may be, it matters. I can't say that enough. It matters. It matters on both sides. It matters just as much to men as it does to women. And now, of course, I feel like there are certain things that, that may be physical that people may put off that can be changed. Like, for example, unless somebody's teeth are just all the way jacked up, like they black and green, then, because I can't look at it. And if I can't look at you, then we can't be together. But if somebody's got like stacked up teeth on the side, or they got, teeth in the front or whatever, that can be fixed. I mean, it really can. And that goes for men and women. Now, to me, I personally think things like that, I mean, come on, guys, that can be fixed. So, you have things like that are things that you can fix, where I feel like if you meet somebody, and maybe you meet a girl and she's got an extra tooth down here, that can be fixed. It really can. So, things like that, things that can be fixed, I feel like, well, that can kind of mean everything, because, there are a lot of things, that can be fixed. But I just feel like that's an easy fix, and it doesn't cost, well, I don't know how much it costs, because to be honest, I have dental insurance, so I don't know how much something like that would cost, and I've never had to get that done, thank God. But it can be fixed. It can be fixed. Just know that stuff like that can be fixed. I think it's silly. What else? I think that's the only thing I have for you guys right now. But yeah, if you guys could think of anything else, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. I would love to see what other physical things that you guys think that matters. I just wanted to put that out there because I really it just irritates me just a little bit for any man or woman to think that physical attraction is not important. It may not be 90% of the reason why somebody would, approach or would, would pursue someone, but it's in there. And, those who say it's not, it's just not being honest. And it doesn't matter how old someone is. Young girls want to be attracted to a man. Young boys want to be attracted to a woman. From the teens all the way up. Even if a man is 60 years old, he still want to get with a woman who he's attracted to. And if a woman is 60 years old, she still want to get. So that's just not true. And now at 60, they may have, they've lived some time to, say, okay, well, I know that I don't offer, probably everything that I used to be able to offer at this particular age. So I may, kind of bump it on down a little bit. Both people do that. Men and women do that. But don't think for 1 minute that women do not want to be attracted to a man, or ladies do not think that for 1 minute that men don't desire to be attracted to a woman that he's going to pursue or walk up to. That's just being honest. It was something else. I forgot. I should have wrote this down, but I just kind of, did it on the fly. So it happens. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful night and or day, depending on where you are. I love you guys, and please like, share, or subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, drop them below. I would love to know what you guys are thinking. And that's all I have. So you guys have a wonderful day, and do not forget to follow me. I do have Twitter, no, not Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and here, YouTube. So there you go. I love you guys. Take care.